So I got to design and animate a promo video for Sam Hunt this month. Let me tell you about it. So I want to tell you three things. I want to tell you a little bit about the project. I want to tell you our process for creating this, and then I want to show you the back end. This video was primarily used for social media. They did it, they created it for his Instagram, for Facebook, for social media ads. But then I got a call later on and they asked me to convert it into a television commercial. So now it's going to reach even more people than they thought, which is so cool. Let's jump right into the story. Like, how did I get this project? All right, here's a short synopsis of the story. I have a friend named Connor Dwyer. He's an insane designer and photographer. I get a text from him. He asks me if I can do a promo video, and I was very honest. I said, I don't know. I've never done anything like that. I said, maybe if I had 6 months to figure things out as I go, maybe then I could do it. And he said, okay. I didn't hear from him again. I get a call the next day from Sam Hunt's manager, and the guy, his name is Brad. He's awesome. He just said, hey man, I have 5 days. Can you create a promo video for me? And I said, whoo, 5 days. Never done this. I was kind of thinking maybe more like 6 months. He says, well, just give it a minute, think about it, find somebody else. Maybe you could pull in a friend to do it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. So I get off the phone. I call some designers. I actually just called one designer, and he was so game. His name is Josh Capader. We ended up doing this together. And then I called Brad back and I said, we're in. Now I want to tell you about the process. So we had 5 days to create a 48-second animation. If you don't know anything about animation, just know that it takes forever to do anything, especially when you don't know what you're doing, like me. We used 3 tools for this project. We used Photoshop, Illustrator, and then After Effects. And we actually used them in that order specifically. So very first, let me jump back. We looked online, we got some inspiration, we found some shapes and looks that we felt complemented the color scheme that we were given, that yellow and black. And then we went straight into Photoshop. Okay, so Josh actually, he took all these artist images and cropped them out to where it was just their bodies, just their silhouettes. And then we took all those resources and we put them into Illustrator. In Illustrator, we started building like a theme for what this video could look like and feel like. It wasn't really structured. It just kind of had some shapes on it, some colors, had some of those silhouettes that Josh had cut out. And once we felt like we nailed down the elements of the video, Josh started building out individual frames. So he went in and built a frame for each critical part of the video. So we had the intro, Nashional slide. Then we had the Sam Hunt slide. Then the Fetty Wap, Judah and the Lion, Brothers Osborne. Each of those had a slide. And so really what it made a flip book for us to look through. We could see the 48-second video in like probably, I think it was like 12 frames. Right? So that was essential. Like, we never would have finished this project had we not broken it down and made something visual to where we just had to connect the dots. This is where the beauty of working with Josh came in. He doesn't use After Effects, so he continued to build those frames, and individually, as he would finish them, I would pull them into After Effects and start building them out. And then I would add some subtle animation, like making the dots move, and then next I think I figured out the font, like what kind of animation we wanted there. And then I worked on transitions, and then I got to drop in this song, which they chose. And man, it felt so good it was the first moment that I felt progress when we got to put it to a song and I got to line up one of the hits in the song with one of the big parts in the video. Like, that was the first moment that it felt like, wait, are we gonna actually finish this thing? This is kind of cool. Now I'm gonna hop onto my computer and show you what the back end of this thing looks like. All right, this is After Effects. I'm gonna make this very snappy because for someone that has not seen this before, I'm sure very boring. A lot of files, a lot of layers everywhere. It can be kind of overwhelming. If you look over to the left, you'll see I have all the files that I've used on this project. So we can drop these down. I have them nice and tidy. Every photo that I ever used, every logo, every font, whatever, all the important stuff's there. But let me take your eyes to the bottom, because this is where the magic happens. You will see, I have this timeline scrubber here, which allows me to go through the timeline and see like a real-time preview of what's going on. But you'll see when I transition between this tan bar and this tan bar, there's a different slide there. And honestly, okay, so what these tan bars are, if you look over here, you'll see that this one's called intro text. It is a glorified folder. So inside of this composition are all the files that I used to make Sam's slide. If I'm looking at the Sam one, sorry, I was looking at intro. But yeah, all the files needed to make Sam's slide are inside of this composition. You'll hear my computer start to get loud because it does not like that I'm moving that scrubber around. But let's if we double click on this on Sam Hunt, it'll open up his page. This page has every file that I used to create his animation. Okay, and it goes down to actually let me take you in and show you the dots. So the dots in the background, those are a composition in themselves. So they're a folder inside of a folder. If I double click on those, we can see those individually. And if I hit the space bar, it'll play these dots that I made move. But let's go back out, because I'd really like to show you like what's making these things actually start to move, right? And I'm going to take you back to that intro text page composition. So if I open that up, a great way to show you that would be to show you on this line. So this line right here, I have these keyframes set up, and that's what makes things move. So right now, where this line is, where this marker is on the timeline, I'm telling it that I want that line to be nothing. And then once it gets to this point over here, I want that line to be 100%. And honestly, that's the amazing brains in this program that allow these kind of animations to take shape just by giving it a start point and an end point. And that's how all of this is built. So if I hit play right now, as soon as it gets over this keyframe, it's going to start building that line, and then by the time it gets to this keyframe, it's going to be done. So if I hit the space bar, it's going to grow, just like that. And man, that's used on every single thing. Thank you so much for watching this. If you want to see the video, you can head over to Sam Hunt's Instagram page. I tried to post it on my Instagram, but they keep taking it down because they think I don't have permission to use the song. Whatever, I do. Anyways, head over to Sam Hunt's Instagram page. You might see it on TV this week. Who knows, man? Yeah, all right. You have a great week. I'll see you next Tuesday.